Hello and welcome to Homeroom. I'm Nancy Pierce, Communications Supervisor for the Mobile County Public School System. And joining me today for Homeroom is Larry Mouton. He is the Executive Director of Career Workforce.
That's right. I'm very excited to be here, Nancy.
We're glad you are.
Heck yeah, we've got a lot of great activities coming up. Worlds of Opportunity is right around the corner.
One of my favorite things that we did last year.
It is, and you all were an integral part of it, and we really appreciate the opportunity for students to see what it's like behind the camera, because most students see what's on television, but have no idea what type of jobs are available. And that's what workforce development and that's what the Worlds of Opportunity is about.
How many companies do we have this year?
Well, we have over 500 volunteers representing over 120 different organizations.
Wow.
And that's actually just the big groups. There's lots of support personnel there from industry all over this region of the state.
And how many kids will be there?
Well, last year we had 8,000 students. This year we're going to have over 10,000 students.
And they're 8th graders?
8th graders from all over from the 8-county region in the southeastern part of the state. And these students are 8th graders from public and private schools. And it's a 2-day program, September 29th and September 28th. So I went backwards there, but that's okay. And students are going to have an opportunity to come in and have hands-on experiences in the careers available in our region. So it's different from the usual career expo you may have at your school where there'll be a booth and they'll get a piece of candy and move along. This is, kids will have opportunity to operate machinery and equipment and talk to people that are in the industry and find out what they need to do to get that kind of job.
And we've got car dealers, and we've got hospitals, we have medical, and this year there's a new one, tourism.
Hospitality and tourism.
Hospitality. What are they going to be doing, do you know?
Well, it's hospitality and tourism is huge in this area. And when you talk to leaders in that industry, they have a hard time finding workers because people don't understand what all is involved in that industry. It's not just making beds and cleaning rooms. It's also the air conditioning, the electrical, the customer service that takes a highly skilled individual. So what they're going to have mostly is information, and then, but relative to activities, to be honest with you, I'm not really sure what they're going to be doing.
Well, it'll be a surprise for you too, and the kids.
And it'll be a pleasant surprise.
But it was fabulous. Last year was our first year, and I think we all kind of thought we were building the plane. Wait, flying the plane as we were building it, or building the plane as we're flying it, whichever. And it turned out so well. We were so excited. And then this year it's even bigger. And I know in our area, the World of Communication, we're including radio this year, and we're going to have Cumulus Radio involved and Clear Channel. And I know the Clear Channel is bringing one of their big vans, and you open up the back, and there's a recording. The whole recording studio. So kids are going to be able to record. We'll have news anchors and reporters from TV. We'll also have the print media. So we're very excited about our world. But they're all unbelievable.
Oh, absolutely. The aviation industry has a huge display. They'll have a jet engine as well as a prop engine. They'll have opportunity for students to do riveting, actual riveting in sheet metal, cut sheet metal. A lot of the skills that you'd see in Mobile Aerospace and Northrop Grumman are in our industries in this region. So it's, again, hands-on. The construction industry, they'll be building a small house on site. Manufacturing industry, there's all the science and engineering, paper making, just great stuff. Public service will be there with the police and sheriff's deputies talking about the skills and trades. But the key is, the most important thing here is for students to understand what type of education it takes to get one of these careers and have realistic expectations about what type of pay they can expect. Because sometimes students don't understand about budgeting and what it takes to be successful and run a household. So this is what we've talked to the industry to make sure that they communicate with students and not just give them a brochure and send them on their way. It's about developing a relationship that the students can use to plan their career through high school. And
some of them will need a 4-year college degree, but a lot of these jobs also don't. They are fine with a high school degree, and then people can also learn on the job, and there are all sorts of opportunities. And to me, it would get a child very excited about, boy, I really want to do this, or oh, I really don't want to do that. That's so different than when I went to school.
Absolutely. There's so many different jobs now. And when I go around to classrooms and talk to students, I'll ask them, how many of you have been to Atlanta? And they all throw their hands up. And I say, you've seen those big buildings? Yeah. What do they do in those buildings? No one knows. And so we need to have that transition between school and workforce so that students know what goes on in those buildings and how you get one of those jobs we in career tech and workforce development, we want everyone to be career ready. That means that when you get out of high school, you're ready to make a choice in your career. Do you want to go to 2-year, 4-year college? Do you want to go to on-the-job training or some technical program? But be educated enough not just to read and write, but also to make good economic decisions for your future. And this is, for us, pretty much the first step in really making decisions. From kindergarten through 8th grade, you've learned about careers. Now it's time in 8th grade to plan your career. And that's why this Worlds of Opportunity is so important.
Well, we're excited. We're ready. Well, we still have a few last minute details to do, but it was so exciting last year, and to see and to know that the kids really enjoyed what they were doing and really were thinking about, do I want to do this? Would this really interest me?
Well, one of the things industry wants to know is, after the program, what did we learn from this? And we had an online survey that students would take the survey to qualify for a drawing for an iPod, and we'll have the same thing this year. And we had 1,000 respondents, which is, out of 8,000, is statistically significant. And those students, without a doubt, every one of them said that this program changed the way they thought about jobs.
Good.
So it had a huge actual impact from the student's perspective. And of course, we won't see the results for another 3 years insofar as when they get out of high school, but we expect that the students are going to demand from their schools that they have career and technical opportunities so that they can get prepared for these high-tech jobs that are out there.
Sure. What about the Mobile County Public School System? Where do you think we are as far as preparing these kids, as far as offering opportunities in classwork?
Absolutely. You know, we have 2 career and technical centers, Faulkner Career Tech Center, which is in Pritchard, and Bryant Career Tech Center, which is down in Irvington area. And both of these offer a lot of the skilled technical programs that students may want to go into to service the industries in this area. But each individual high school also has business ed programs, healthcare programs, and some of the technical programs. So we have a lot of opportunity for students, but this is a very important thing. We offer, to a large extent, what our clients want. And our clients are twofold, are industry and are the students as represented by their parents. So if a student and our parents sees a program that they've heard about or read about that they want at their school, you know, it's their responsibility to communicate to us so we can make sure that's available.
Right.
So I think that you'll find in the next several years career and technical education starts to grow in response to what you said earlier, that most jobs don't require, and I won't say most jobs, most careers don't require a 4-year college degree. And so in education, we're kind of wising up to that and offering opportunities, what we call credentials, which is in high school getting a certification that will allow you to come out of high school and go right into the workplace and have a high-paying job if that's the route you want.
Wow, it's unbelievable. Things have changed so much. You know, home ec was it for me. I made an apron.
Right.
I don't have it anymore. And I think I probably baked a cake. And it was fun, but, you know, that was it. That was all we were offered. And I don't even think I could take shop or woodworking, whatever, and that was only for the boys. And
those classes, again, are good. They're important because as a homeowner, or you know, it's important that you know how to use your appliances. And a basic shop class is important that you can manage your own household. But those are important and introductory courses as part of the workforce development to make a decision. If you have an affinity and an interest in something, then hey, let's go to that next level. And so I think the Worlds of Opportunity is a great first step, and in combination with the career cruising program we have, which is a big online interest inventory program that students can use at school or at home, students can further pursue what their interests are, what their skills are, and come up with a plan through high school and through college that interestingly correlates with what's going on in business and industry. So they're not fooled into saying, I want to do this job, but that job doesn't even exist. Right. So I think that education, obviously we're in the education business, and that's what we're trying to do, make sure we educate them about the workforce and what's out there for them. So
career cruising, is that new this year? Was it last year?
Well, that's a good question. We've been working with career cruising for about 5 years, and just on a voluntary basis, and we've had it in all the schools as something that the teachers and counselors could use. Well, this year we've pretty much got the kinks out of it, and we're going to have this 100% of the students in all the 8th through 12th grade will develop what's called a portfolio, which is an online portfolio or file that they'll store in there their interests, their skills, their scores from ACT, what jobs they're interested in. And this electronic portfolio, not only can they access it when they're in school, but once they graduate from high school, they can use this information to develop their resume, to apply for jobs. It's an incredible software program.
Yeah.
And so I'd encourage anyone who's watching this to ask their student about the Career Cruising software program.
That is really cool.
Because it is a great tool for students and parents to help their students pick a plan of studies so that they can be successful in school.
And you might pick one and then change, but that's okay. That's
Absolutely.
fine. You want to do something. You want to get a job, a career, enter a career that you love.
Absolutely.
And so I think this can help so much. You get started at a very early age, taking a look at some of these things, and oh no, I don't want to do that, but boy, that sure looks good.
Right, because if you say, well, I'd like to work outdoors, and you think you'd like to work outdoors, but then you talk to someone who works outdoors in 110-degree weather when it's raining or when it's cold, it's something that maybe when you think about working outdoors, you think about working outdoors when it's 70 degrees. But that's not reality.
That was
or working in a
days.
hospital. In a hospital, there are a lot of sick people,
Sure.
and if you don't want to be around sick people,
that's not a good choice.
No, so that's why developing these relationships in the worlds of opportunity and working on Career Cruising, which gives them the opportunity to listen to videos and audio tapes from people who are in industry, is again just another one of the many tools we offer in Mobile County Public Schools.
How can so the kids know how to get on the Career Cruising?
Sure.
Okay.
You'll find in the first several weeks of school we've been orienting the students to the Career Cruising.
Okay.
Each student has a username and password, and in a few weeks the school system in October is going to roll out that every student in Mobile County will have an email address. And with that email address, they can find their username and password from Career Cruising in case they ever forget it. So we're trying to have a program that's related, that's linked together with everything so it becomes part of the culture of the school systems. And I think we're doing a great job of it.
I do too. I do too. Well, okay, what else is going on?
Sure. Well, we've got lots of great things. We have the Automation Federation, which is an engineering corporation or organization from throughout the country, is having this year they're having a big career expo for our students. Now, this is the first time they've been in the Mobile area, so we're bringing 1,000 high school students in, and this is October the 19th, and that's going to be at the Expo Hall. So we're bringing 1,000 students in who are interested in engineering because there's so much in the manufacturing that's become automated, and this is, again, a real-world application for these students to see and talk to engineers. And then in November 3rd and 4th, we're having a healthcare expo, and that's going to be also at the Civic Center. And we usually bring about 700 students, and these are juniors and seniors who are interested in healthcare services. So we try in 8th grade to introduce them, and then when they get to high school and they're on that path, it's more or less now it's time for them to start developing those relationships. So what's after high school? We'll have I'm not sure of the date, but in October we'll have the big College and Career Day at the Mitchell Center, where we have 150 colleges and career opportunities for all our 12th graders. And it's over 3 days, I believe, and every high school senior goes and has the opportunity to sit down and talk to representatives from colleges, the military, and all the industries in our area, particularly, that are looking for our top students.
It's so amazing how this has grown.
Absolutely.
And how it continues to grow.
Sure. And that's the business we're in. We're there to do everything we can for our students to make them successful. So when something comes available that we sincerely believe is going to make a difference, we definitely go with it and make it the best it can be.
So are you ready for the Worlds of Opportunity?
Well, it doesn't matter whether I'm ready or not. The students are ready and industry's ready, so let's have it.
And then all these other things that are coming up, it's incredible. And I'm sure you'll have more things coming up in the spring. Right,
absolutely. And we'll be sending out a quarterly newsletter, so our people out there in business and industry should look for the newsletter to be coming, to come to their business. Also, parents, if you have a career tech student, you should be getting our newsletter at the end of September, and that'll tell you what's going on in career and technical education as well.
Great, great. And I just think it's so wonderful that students can start to build these relationships, meet these people that are in careers that they might want to be in. Because usually, when you're in 8th grade, you probably wouldn't walk up to somebody and say, hey, tell me about your job. Tell me what you do. Do you like it? But this is a great opportunity to do that. All of these things that your career tech does.
Absolutely, because a lot of times students or anyone doesn't know what careers entail. Because you watch television, and that doesn't represent what's going on necessarily in a real workplace. Or you may talk to friends or parents, but This gives them an opportunity to really meet people, really do the jobs, and find out the particulars.
Straight from the horse's mouth.
Exactly.
Thanks for coming. Will you come back?
Well, I sure will.
All right.
I enjoyed it.
Always appreciate you taking time. Thanks, Larry. And thank you for watching and for listening.